About the creation of Shu. They're working under the assumption that it has a connection with Minor, but my understanding is that Tucker's actual connections with Minor are fairly minimal. So, okay.
This is going to be an adventure.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and give me a navigation check.
At the very least, see places of Blue City we might not have seen.
Yeah.
Do.
Agent Tinker.
6, 7, 8,
14.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Okay. So what exactly is it that you say to this amorphous creature that hangs on your every word?
I give it a snuggle, have it turned into a dog, put a harness on it, and then you should say, let's go see Uncle Minor. Lead the way.
It's in dog form. It looks up at you.
Question. Outside of all that. You didn't know it was Minor at your table at the club. So
He introduced us to him at the end.
Yeah.
At the end, he said, tell Tucker Agent Minor says hello, and then he walked away.
He did.
okay.
He actually used his name.
Okay, I forgot about
Actually,
Ditto's met him before.
yes.
Or
okay.
Shu has met him before.
Shu has met him before. Okay.
Okay.
In dog form, Shu looks up at you. And then gets super excited. Jumps up and down and starts pulling on the leash.
Let's go!
You find yourself be like your arm, even no matter how quickly you try to like go with it, it's pulling on you in the way that a dog with far too much enthusiasm.
Like Rosie when she catches us in.
And
We have a beagle, so.
you find yourself like going in just the weirdest patterns to the city.
Still looking around just at the various things we pass by.
As the camera pans up, it's you're not quite sure if it's actually leading you anywhere.
You might just be going in circles.
It's okay. We needed some exercise.
Okay, we will jump back to the theater. So, Aiden Tyler, you have switched into a formal gown. And
Sorry.
Agent Fuller and Agent Voss, you guys are standing there. What's your play? People are starting to take seats, just kind of like slowly meander in.
Get it? What's your play?
You're awful.
Yes.
The worst part is that when I'm writing, I throw all the puns I can into my writing. But when it comes to making them up on the fly, I'm shit. Okay, so, but yeah, what are you guys going to do?
I roll to get us tickets. We don't have tickets.
Oh, that's a good point.
Okay.
I just kind of presumed we can walk in. Like
We need tickets to this opera.
Shouldn't be too expensive.
Oh yeah, just get the money. Get money.
Hey.
You reach out to control and it just breaks up.
Let me shake my head a little bit.
There's another splattering of rain outside.
Got through.
Okay. Remember to add all of that to your heart rate.
You said access doesn't add on.
No, access check, like every check that you make adds on.
Okay.
But when you're in target heart rate land, you only get to as many dice as you want on force and instinct, not access.
Yeah.
What was the other one? It was super low.
It was 8 and 16, so 24 total.
24.
Never mentioned it raining where we were, so it's this one part of town.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That sounds like a bad omen.
Right? A little bit.
I keep on forgetting that I have bonuses to my rolls, too. I keep on forgetting to add Ditto.
Oh yeah.
We have tickets!
You have to like narratively put it in.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys, you're eventually able to get in contact with Agent Sampson.
I asked for 5 tickets, because I assume these two are catching up.
Yeah.
Once we're done with, yeah.
So I asked for 5 tickets.
Oh, yes.
So if you asked preemptively for 5 tickets because we're anticipating people joining us, then maybe then maybe we should sit like near the back row so we can catch them when they come in.
Okay.
Okay.
You're the head agent. Actually,
Not to mention being in the back would be better
Is
if
that-
you're supposed to be
is that our
observing
plan?
somebody who's there.
Right, we don't want
Sure.
to be like
Okay.
called out if shit goes wrong.
Agent Fuller said
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, and we can make a run for it if shit goes bad.
There you go. Nope, right out of there.
Okay. When you guys enter the actual place where the play will be taking place, the rows and rows of just some of the cheapest folding seats.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it is. They are the kind that are like bolted to the floor, so it's not like metal folding, but just really, really uncomfortable rows. The room itself is one of those ones where once you enter it, it's larger on the inside than you would have anticipated. There is a
I feel like I've been to these places.
Yeah, no, this is actually bringing very visceral memories to me. So
right, and you get the impression like the red curtains don't shake them because the amount of dust that is just clinging to them.
Don't do it.
Man, Serial Towers needs to get a hold of this place.
And if one is too close to the stage, one can hear the squeaking of the floorboards off stage as,
Okay,
as
read that part.
people are moving around.
yeah, no, this is straight up one of the theaters I've been to in Chicago.
It's a turkey.
And people are just kind of shuffling into their seats. There's a fairly wide range. There's some kids in like streetwear. There are some people that are looking more dressed up. There are some people that would normally be dressed up, but they have a sense of apocalyptic dread, and they just can't be asked to do more than show up. Like, that's enough, isn't it? And as you glance out through the rows, it's about a quarter of them are filled. It's not bad, it's not good.
Well, under the current weather conditions and the sense of doom, we didn't expect the place to be packed.
You do, however, see a scene on stage. The play hasn't started yet, but there are a number of actors that are standing on the stage, and they're behaving rather unprofessionally.
Oh my.
They are having a disagreement of some sort, and it's the kind of thing that they really should have drawn the curtains.
Awkward.
Specifically, it looks like
behind your ear.
I mentioned that some denizens of Blue City have more agency and awareness than others. These ones look like they're on that cusp, and they are going through the motions of rehearsal.
And they're the ones that were fighting?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. They're going through the motions of rehearsal, even though the curtains are drawn and everybody can fucking see it. And they're stumbling over their lines, and you're able to tell that something is missing. And, like, they keep feeding lines, and then there's no response. And they get frustrated, and where the fuck is she?
Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
Our person's missing.
Uh-oh.
That's my guess.
Let's not jump to conclusions.
Okay.
The conclusions are there.
There is
Man called.
there's a manager just off of the side that is standing way too close to being visible. Like, again, you get the impression that as far as they're aware, the curtains are drawn and they don't have enough agency and awareness to recognize that they are in full view.
Wow. Okay.
The only thing that they are aware of is what's going on in their little world. And that is that the lead actress is not on stage for rehearsal.
That is a problem.
I mean, she could just be off in the dressing room and just somehow broken out of the scene.
Or she could have had a real life knife real life body knifed in the real world.
But you do hear the stage manager saying, "She'll be here in time for opening. I swear, we just have to talk her down."
That doesn't sound promising.
You're about to get the performance of a lifetime.
"We're working on it. She'll be here any moment, I swear." And then there's a moment of awareness where the stage manager realizes that they are standing like a third of the way into the stage and there's no curtain. And looks out at the audience that are all just kind of like sitting and murmuring to each other. And then that awareness just drops and the loop begins again.
Oh
So does the argument start over?
Yes. Yeah, they start going through their lines again, and then they get to the same spot where the lead actress should be saying and doing things, and she's not there, and they get frustrated that nobody is feeding them the right lines. And then the stage manager, "She'll be here in time for opening, I swear. We're working on talking her down."
You should jump up there and take the place of the lead actress.
That would be a little conspicuous, though, don't you think?
I mean, everybody's on a loop anyway.
The ones on stage are, but
Not
not
the audience
necessarily the
necessarily.
audience.
Yeah, look around, see if everybody else do they look like they're watching the players, or are they just kind of staring off into space like they're waiting for a play to start?
There are a couple just with a quick glance. And again, like most information that I give you, if there's anything that you want to follow up on, you can make a roll to learn more. But broadly speaking, you do a quick scan of the audience, and it's a smattering. There are some that are on their own loops that are just talking amongst each other. One of the loops in particular that you see is a lady sitting with a 12-year-old boy next to her who does not want to sit still. And every once in a while, she smacks his hand and tells him to sit. And he
Jeez.
sits. And then a couple minutes later, the loop repeats.
Is there anyone that doesn't appear to be in a loop in the auditorium?
There are a couple of people that seem to be settling in uncomfortably, that are kind of talking amongst themselves, but they're not doing anything particularly jumps out a whole lot. But they do seem to be, like, have a self-awareness, and, like, one of them kind of points at the stage manager as the stage manager is going through another loop and, like, laughing.
How close are we to start time for the advertised start time of this production?
You look at the big clock, and it's
Does
turning,
it reset?
and like the hand, like it has like 4 hands that are moving at different speeds, and you
Oh
blink
my.
and one of them is going the wrong direction.
Wow. This is a very unreliable time.
Agent Fuller, you
I was
look
the
like
only
you're on
one in the group
precipice.
Yeah,
who could
yeah,
read in Blue
I had an
City, so you won't be
idea.
able to read the clock.
Can I get my hands on a program?
Yes.
Wait, right?
Yes.
You can't read it though.
Oh, but I can.
Oh, that's right.
Darn.
Okay.
Okay,
That's why I
so
was like,
somebody else
wait a
does.
second,
Okay.
I can actually read in here. Yes, program.
Yes. And if you spend a point, you'll be able to read the program.
Done.
Okay. All right.
I have a suggestion. Well, not. I'm stealing an idea, rather. So, I go up to the stage and I try to talk to the stage manager, which is off to the side if she's not too involved in her loop, and I volunteer to help with the production because I remember this particular play from school very well, or something like that, like hearing it or watching it since I can't read.
Okay. Sure.
I can't read, but let me be in your play.
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
Where's Agent
Not like
Tyler
anyone's gonna
going?
notice if it fucks up anyway. Is my opinion.
So Agent Fuller.
Keep an eye on. Keep an eye on.
Oh.
Tyler.
Okay, I'm watching Agent Tyler.
So Agent Fuller, you're going to get your hands
Ross can
on
be
a
in the
menu
play, too.
or on the
You can be in the play too.
program. Agent Tyler, you're going up to volunteer to help. Agent Boss,
It was a
what
fun
you're.
I have been told to watch Agent Tyler.
Do you have any
I
use
am
for my
having
friend
the power go to my
So I'm walking around. I walk behind, and then I actually do get behind the curtain so I can watch from the side like a side person.
Okay. All
That
right.
is great.
So I come back from the program. Boss is gone. Tyler's talking with the stage manager.
Yes.
Did you at least see where we disappeared to?
No!
Oh shit.
Okay.
You
do have a program in
real in
front
that
of you.
theater.
I'm just gonna wear it out the one I can control right now.
Because he was reading the program at that moment.
So, I focus on the program and start to read it.
Okay. Even though you have the reader ability,
Voss?
like it's
He's
still
off stage watching.
a strain to bring the words into focus. And when you
just
do,
think he's
it's,
disappeared.
it's,
No, I can see him from my point of view on stage.
It's still like not even like
It's very
words the way
obvious.
you would think. It's
So much
like
for him.
kind of vague meaning.
Like I can visualize this. And it's
But it has all the things you would expect for in a program. There's a brief synopsis of this as a
I'm glad I took
you get the feeling that it's a tragedy, and it's fairly esoteric. Most of the characters are named after tarot cards, and the play itself is called The Tower.
Ooh.
Okay.
I laugh in meta.
I ooh in pagan.
Okay then. Sounds like it'll be a happy play.
Yes.
Definitely not going to fall apart at all. Nope.
And the lead actress is Death. And as near as you can tell, I assume this is one of the things you would look for. It is your subject.
That's not good.
Well, death in the tarot deck is just about changing. It's not about actual death.
Oh.
It's about
I mean-
new beginnings and things like that.
Yeah, in most
It
contexts.
generally means new life.
Death is
Generally,
way less
but I feel
intimidating
like she's
than
a-
Tower.
Yeah,
actually,
no.
yes, actually,
In this scenario, Tower is very intimidating. Sketchy eyes.
Okay.
9 of Swords would be pretty bad too.
At that point, I'm just going to tuck the program in my pocket in case I need it for later. And I'm going to approach the stage manager.
Okay. So you're going to walk up as Agent Tyler is talking to the stage manager, and Agent Voss is just off to the side. So you'll be like passing
Oh,
by.
I'm waving. Hey, Agent Paul, I'm watching.
Okay. So, Agent Tyler, you're up. You were talking to the stage manager, and Agent Fuller will be joining you in just a moment. What is your? You're saying that you recognize this play. You're familiar with it.
Theoretically.
Okay. Give me. In order to convince the stage manager, give me a communication check.
Okay. So it's
To be
not-
under instinct.
Yeah. Okay.
And if you,
If you're in your target heart rate, you can roll as much as you want.
I am
Actually,
not yet.
you can just look around and pick things up and get them as bonuses.
It's a +1 bonus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're in a theater.
Okay, so I grab a nearby
Are there any
program
props?
even though I can't read it.
Are there any props around? Also,
You're looking for
yeah.
pictures on the program that might remind you of what the play is.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. And
a
you
program.
you glance like it's recognizable as a program. You glance at it. You have no clue.
Of course not.
Roll.
It's a memento.
so you do.
All right.
So does that give me a bonus?
plus
A
one.
Plus one.
Yes.
+1 bulletin.
Yeah.
And you've picked one up too, so you also have a +1 bulletin.
Or program.
Pretty much,
Program.
like any object that you find in Blue City gives you a +1. If you create your own object or ask for control for the object, that's a bonus equal to the dice you roll.
Means I've got a +1 bottle
Okay,
of
so
liquor in my
after
hand. and I'm down
bonuses,
crunk
having
We have
shit.
+5 whiskey.
Oh.
Oh, and a do.
Yes,
Oh,
you do.
God.
Agent Tyler.
Okay, what'd you roll?
What did I just say? 18, right?
Oh,
You
Yes.
said 18.
7,
you got it.
18.
We
Plus
have
my
+5
bonus.
whiskey.
Yeah.
You do.
I
Okay.
mean,
You have a whole fifth of it.
I have a whole
Yeah.
fifth of it.
18.
So
Those shot
Plus 5
glasses
for
left.
each shot.
you're volunteering to help. What exactly are you volunteering to help with? Are you
the
taking
lead.
the diva's position, or are you trying to retrieve her? Are you what assistance are you offering to the beleaguered and stressed out and exasperated stage manager, which is
Yeah.
like most of them?
Okay.
I said
So I'm gonna
Stage
volunteer
manager.
myself to fill in for the diva's role in this production, so they're not stuck on a loop anymore and they can actually get started.
Uh-huh.
And I'm gonna tell Agent Voss, go find our target.
Orders. Alright. Wonder
Please.
which way I go.
Remember, just observe.
Yeah.
Just observe.
have I walked out by the time that you said that?
Have you?
I don't know, have you?
Yes.
Okay.
You-
Okay.
Like you're kind of
Okay.
approaching it as this conversation is unfolding.
So you just got new orders, and I can see that light in your eyes.
You're like, where do I go? Well, last time we went in the bathroom. I should go towards the ladies' bathroom.
Fuller, maybe you should go with Voss.
I actually know who the target is, so
That would be great if you go with Voss.
Yeah.
To find the target.
yeah.
Boss can't hear you whispering. He's getting ready to go.
Voss, wait! Voss,
What? What? I'm here.
Fuller needs to go with you.
Yeah. You know, puppy.
Good idea. Good idea.
No,
I
that's
have
an
no
insult
idea
to
where I was
Harlan.
going.
I love
Do you know
this
where you're
puppy
leading?
energy. It's so cute.
What?
She's in the
So I
changing
love
room.
the puppy energy. It's so cute.
And he
It's like it's a
proceeds
new
to
like a
little-
new puppy. I'm like, that's Harlan. She has no sort of that. She waits to go before one track is clear.
Okay.
I follow the
She waits
stage
for traffic to be
manager.
clear before she knows it, like an idiot.
Okay. So when we last
And then I
left,
kill him.
what the fuck?
I don't care.
No.
Boss.
Friggin' Agent Tucker
Observe.
came in for a moment. I don't know.
Okay.
Observe and report only.
So
Not kill anyone.
just to
Split that personality.
as the
back.
recap.
You're so fucking chaotic.
So far, Agent Dexter and Tinker are following Shu. That's
Yes.
where we left you guys off.
Does he lead us to anything interesting? Rare bookstore, another arcade, strip club. I don't know.
Agent Tyler has filled in and is
For the opera.
trying to like make up the line.
Can we at least pretend I'm somewhat competent in this role?
Roll for it. Roll for it, beautiful.
I'll give you the tip off that your name is Death.
Thanks. I'm guessing
Your character is dead.
what would my role be? Would it be communication or intuition? Can I do an intuition?
Intuition. Yep.
Yes. Okay.
The +1.
Yeah.
That or strategy.
No, this will be intuition.
Yeah.
Agent Tyler.
So
15.
19 with my bonuses.
Oh my god.
And you don't add your bonuses. Well, you only get to use one of those. So you can use the
You can keep
+1
using the
bulletin,
bonus.
or
Oh.
Using it? Yeah, keep using your bonus.
you can't stack them though, can you?
I can't
You
use
can only
both?
use one bonus at a time.
Yeah, one
Oh.
bonus.
So you can
Okay.
use a +1 or a
You
plus.
still have your
Yeah.
plus
You
one.
can't use them
Okay.
at the same time.
But you passed.
You passed though.
18.
You have a 15. You don't need to use the bonuses.
But with a program, it'd be cool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
it
did.
would be.
So the bad news is that you don't know the official lines for the play. The good news is
fast.
that they're all predisposed towards a loop, and they don't like deviating from the loop. So as long as you get kinda close,
You can
based
say
on
anything.
context, like guesstimations, if they have any excuse to proceed with the next line, they will.
Awesome.
So mumbling and then smile.
So you're able to get the play started. And are you in your target?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a either an intuition or a communication check to see how good of a performance you do.
Intuition.
Okay. And in your target, so you can roll as many words. One of the things that rarely comes up is that if you're in your target, you can roll fewer dice if you want to.
Roll fewer.
Um,
So like if
You
you
could-
have a 5,
could.
you can roll 3 instead.
You could do a really poor performance of the play if you wanted to.
and be fired for a job you were never hired for.
Even though I don't care whether I lose this job or not, I'm still gonna go for it. Okay.
The 6s.
And yeah, 1.
Agent
And
Tyler.
I got 16 without the bonus.
Boy, she's
It'd
doing
be-
really great.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it'd be 19.
okay. We are going to leave that scene where you have thrown yourself into it with gusto to the point that you are confidently murmuring lines.
Aw.
And there are words that are just kind of coming up instinctively that are, if not the exact right word, are on point enough that the person who's in charge of this without the stage manager being there gets an excited look on his face and makes a gesture, and suddenly the lights suddenly go down and the spotlight comes on and starts focusing on you as you're going through the performance.
Oh, your face!
You're no longer
That's great
just
because then you guys can do whatever you need to do, and I've got the attention on me, so it frees you guys up.
everybody that was murmuring in the crowd silences and turns towards the stage. The play has begun in media res. Like, it just seamlessly goes from rehearsal into full-on performance.
Oh shit. Alright.
Well, you're doing such a good job with your acting.
Yeah, you do
got,
it great.
Like, 19.
Just keep it.
Yeah.
As I walk off.
Seems pale.
And we will be following Agent Fuller and Agent Voss back to the
Dressing room.
the dressing room in just a moment. But the camera will pan across the audience, and it will pause just a little bit longer than usual on a gentleman who is seated not at the edge of the row, but towards one side. He's not smoking a cigar, but
It's
he's kind of
minor.
playing with it. He has a large grin on his face as he's enjoying the performance. I don't think your character would recognize him, but for those who have directly encountered him,
Was it the guy
is-
that we saw last time?
Yep.
it is Agent Minor.
Okay.
He is loving your performance as death.
My performance is death. Oh, as
As
death.
death.
I thought you said my performance is death. Like it.
It died.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so we're going to jump to Fuller and Voss. You guys are heading to the dressing room. The stage manager will be able to take you there, navigate your. When you get there, you hear a large amount of yelling and sobbing and just an emotional breakdown. She yells out to be left the fuck alone, and a random costume goes flying out as she hears somebody approaching. The room itself is is very long, with a number of stalls with mirrors. Along one side and along the other side are rows of costuming and props and things like that. There are enough those like, mobile hangers that are just kind of strewn around that you can't quite see all the way back. There is a like a light, as if those little globe lights that go around some mirrors. Like those have been turned on, and all you can see is the glow of them. And every once in a while, a foam sword or some shit like that just comes flying out as she yells to be left the fuck alone.
That was close.
Excuse me, we're from the program. See how it's going for you?
So the agent manager looks to you guys.
We got this. Thanks. All right then.
Okay, so it's your guys'.
We found her.
Your guys' move. What do you do?
So, I'll walk
Are
up
you
there.
dressed?
Well, I was gonna walk up there quietly, but that went away.
Oh, you can walk up quietly while he makes a bunch of noise.
Yeah, just kind of announced it's all now.
You're supposed to observe her, not necessarily in the dressing room while she's changing. I know you can't hear that, but I'm telepathy here.
Talking to Agent Dexter. Agent Dexter, we found her.
Good job, boss.
As you get that, like you're like literally you've looped around a tree 3 times.
I don't think we're going anywhere straight. Should we find the rest of them?
Yes.
I think we should go back to the
Yes.
theater.
I'm going to observe.
You haven't gotten a yes or no whether she's naked or not yet.
No, but actually, like as you guys are like with some slight consternation,
Yes.
Shu perks up its ears, starts sniffing, and begins heading in a direction with a great degree of intent.
Oh, let's follow that.
Okay.
But
With a great degree of intent towards that cat corpse earlier, too. So.
but having met Miner once, Shu has picked up a resonance. It's not a scent, but a resonance of something that has been in contact with Miner.
Use the force shoe. Let's go.
Okay, so we just have that brief interlude, then we jump back to you guys.
Something that's been in contact with Minor recently.
Okay, so Voss is announcing, "Are you dressed?"
I was just gonna like walk up there.
Okay. As you get closer, you start to be able to look between the various obstacles and the various hanging clothes.
She is there. She was dressed. Turn on.
And she's dressed down, but she is dressed. And around her are a number of photos that it's hard to get a good look at them from where you are, but it looks like they are memories that she has.
They look like memories.
And she is. There is a blank spot that has blank photos that have been placed there. And she is tearing her hair out, looking at those, and then every once in a while she glances at this photo of her, and it's weird, like, when you glance at it, it has all of the embellishments of a glamour photo, like, it has the resonance of a glamour photo, but it is instead a, like, employee of the month photo, like, and
Like unhappy in a professional picture, kind of.
a little bit more chipper than that.
Okay.
Like,
Getting your driver's license photo taken.
there's an emotional investment in this photo above and beyond those things.
Okay.
But if you look at it as it is, that's what it looks like. But you can tell that there's something more to it. And every once in a while she pauses and just kind of paws at it. But she can't bring herself to leave the photos behind. Standing over her shoulder is a brooding figure dressed as though they had come from a funeral that is whispering things to her that you can't quite make out.
Oh boy.
There's a figure whispering things to her. Do you see that, or am I seeing things? I see it. Do you see it too? Okay.
As this wraith-like figure whispers something else, one of the blank photos fills, and her the target's despondency at having to leave it becomes greater.
When that photo fills,
Mhm.
can I make out anything in it?
It looks like it is a photo of her and one of her children. The child has a shoddily made cape. It looks like a bad Halloween costume.
She looks quite despondent, maybe even depressed. Should we record that? Yeah, do it. What about the weird figure?
Maybe investigate that.
We were supposed to engage, but that looks bad.
At this point, I'm going to reach out to Control and be like, "Hey,
Access.
Control."
Access.
Access.
It's control.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's control.
Oh,
Or
sorry.
Agent Samson.
Requesting identification on, and I'll describe the figure for that's talking with
Okay.
her.
All right. Roll.
Intelligence?
Yes.
12.
You got
You got it. Okay. Agent Samson. Again, it's really spotty. It's hard to communicate.
Agent Sampson's like, holy shit, someone's doing their job.
Right?
Amazing.
Two people are doing their jobs. I helped.
Yeah. No, you're doing great.
Great. You're doing great. I haven't killed anyone yet.
That's right.
On accident.
Take out that boyfriend.
Agent Samson is combing through the files based on the figure that you've described, and isn't able to find any obvious figures that should be. But wait. Describe the you said like a black dress, like
funeral.
funeral.
Yeah, very funerary.
Okay. He pulls it.
I said something to her about something. I couldn't hear it, but one of these empty photograph things in front of her, filled with a picture of a child wearing a cape, like running around. Seems like it should be a happy photo, but this seems like it's a bad thing because she got sadder when it came up.
Yeah, that would have been one of the kids that died.
I escalated quickly again.
Just gonna glaze over this.
Based on your description, I would have thought maybe a mom, but that they were estranged before the incident. I found a
guessing
photo
these are the
of
children
her
died.
at the funeral. I think that might be her.
So she's talking with her funerary self.
She's talking with her subconscious.
About her dead children.
Yes.
Is it
Her missing memories.
a guilty subconscious? To do something or think
Suppressed
she did
memories.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah, I'll relay all of this to Voss because you're here helping me take notes.
My professor of psychology said that this is how some people cope.
Your professor of psychology is bunk.
We don't talk about your professors for a reason anymore, Voss.
Oh, Fuller doesn't know this.
We filled Fuller in.
Right.
Oh, good. That was a good idea.
But finally, as you guys are filling in the details with each other, a look of resolve comes across the subject's face, and she stands up, it looks like she is ready to fill her role in the tower.
Oh boy.
Shit.
This is about to get a whole lot more awkward.
I mean, y'all can warn her to bail,
Her mood
but
just changed. Oh, wow. I think that's what they call a 180.
We have a
I-
communication
I-
system.
Do I still have Samson on the line?
Yeah, the shadowy figure puts its hands on her shoulders in an encouraging fashion. Yes,
Y'all
we do.
gonna fucking die.
This is
Remind
not
me,
good.
if someone's subconscious dies in here, they don't actually die outside of here, do they? Because I'm pretty sure that she's about to commit suicide.
Depending on the nature of the situation, there might be psychological trauma. The moment when a person gives in to self-destruction on an ego level it can be long-lasting. They won't physically die.
Permission to engage.
Do we need to pin the funerary figure?
That's your job. Yeah, like permission to engage is given.
Boss is
Go
so
for it.
excited to do his job. Oh my
Back in
goodness.
the, good Fox.
Good
We'll
point.
use our words first.
we're in charge of him. He talks him down.
As you guys are deciding what to do, the target stands up and starts walking with you pinned it, the resolution of somebody that has reached that breaking point, and starts heading towards the stage.
I'm absolutely moving to intercept.
That's where the scene will end.
Because someone's got to do the mission.
Is there like a curtain call or something where I can like go hide?
I send the team leader. We have been authorized to engage.
What?
Dexter
Sounds really excited about it. We're like, shit!
I am following Agent Muller's lead.
I will say that in the back of your mind, something seems weird about the fact that you were authorized to engage since the new protocol
said
was-
not to.
But yes.
No, I that's why I asked permission first.
Someone finally did!
It's one of those things where you get into the groove, and the thing that like the new protocol, sometimes you forget it, and you just do the thing that you've been trained to do. Yes,
Agent Samson is like, yes, engage!
there is a psychic parasite. Your guys' whole reason for being here is to do the thing. Fucking do the thing. Okay.
This is gonna end so poorly.
Dexter and Tinker,
Yes.
you're following Shu.
Shoot, we need to move faster!
It starts trickling rain as you're going.
I asked Shu to turn back into a lion so we can ride it. We're like, we need to get back to the
yes.
theater now, buddy.
Oh, we're
got
going back
very
to the theater?
Steven
Hang
Universe.
on.
Shu is following a scent.
We were going to the scent.
Yeah, but you just said that they got authorized to engage, and we're like, fuck!
We gotta go.
So which is it? Do you go to the theater?
No, we're going to go to the scent.
Okay, let's go.
Okay.
Okay, you find yourselves, and Shu is running in, like, turning corners the same way that it was before, but this time you find yourself, rather than progressing in weird non sequitur ways, you find yourself in an increasingly residential district. It has, like, picture kind of the Riverside area, where the houses are older, the wooden buildings, single family houses that some of them have, like, sometimes people will rent out certain rooms as apartments
Yeah.
and things like that, and some of them are well kept, some of them aren't. Shu leads you to a 2-story house that is in moderate condition. The grass is a little bit high, but it doesn't look like it's. They should have mowed like 2 days ago, but it's not enough to draw that much attention yet.
Okay. Is she, like, leading us right up to the front door?
There are little the kind of large molded plastic scooter type thing toys that are kind of set on their side. As you go up to the door, it's open. Do you enter?
Yes.
Well, I want to look around the front porch because I know that we're looking for Agent Minor. Do I see like cigar butts, anything like that?
You see cigarette butts, but you don't see cigars.
All right, Shu, we're trusting you. We go in the house.
Go in.
Okay.
I'm trusting this non-aformatic whatever we're
Currently
going.
in the form of a lion.
Okay. I'm going to give you a quick description, then we're going to cut to a different scene.
Okay.
You guys walk into the living room.
Jump scare.
The furniture is on par with what you'd expect in this kind of house. There is a kid that is building up like wooden blocks. There's something familiar about the kid that you can't quite place. It's young, but you look and there's a fireplace with photos on the mantle, and you recognize one of the figure in those photos. It is a strikingly handsome man. He is holding onto, like with his arm around the shoulder of a smaller man that seems more easily angered. You see some neck tattoos on the boyfriend.
Mm.
You recognize the lucid dreamer in the photos.
Oh, shit.
And you recognize, as you make the connection, that this is the lucid dreamer's son. Insane!
I led us in the wrong direction.
Whoa!
Didn't we, like, get rid of him last time, or did everybody run?
Everybody ran.
Yeah,
Yeah.
from what I heard, everyone booked.
We all noped out of there,
That
remember?
mission was.
The boyfriend disappeared, everything around us froze.
Shoot,
You and I went one way, she grabbed alcohol went another way, and I forget what happened with everybody else.
Yeah, boss was
Boss
dragged
killed
away.
the daddy!
Whoops.
The seahorse, the seahorse daddy's boyfriend.
Yes.
Oh, poor seahorse daddy. I hope he's not home.
No, y'all might be.
Okay, I'm going to do some interlude cutscenes. Then we're going to take another break. Then we will do what will probably be the final scenes for everybody for this session. Okay?
Shoot, you just fucking kill us. Bad boy.
One other thing with that, as that scene ends, the kid looks up and sees you guys. And then cutscene.
Ah, so they're just sneaking back out. You didn't see the line. It wasn't here. Bye-bye.
The kid recognizes it as a Steven Universe line.
Yes! You hear it scream.
Okay, we're going to... I mentioned that the rain had started to trickle down. We're going to do a jump to another scene where the rain is getting heavier. Where is Agent Tucker hosting the meeting?
His building.
The tower?
Conference room. Yes, in the tower.
Can I
Okay.
ask one thing?
Yes.
We haven't seen anything from her since she pulled the lever.
That's
True.
That's coming up.
That will be one of those final scenes as we all go through.
Okay.
I have something that I want to happen in that, so I need to talk to you on the break.
Okay, sounds good. So your tower, and the rain is starting to buffet the sides of the building. You have assembled about 40 former agents.
Wow.
Their bodies now comatose. They have been in Blue City, some of them for a very long time, and they have all gone native, so to speak.
I'm bringing them back to self-awareness.
Wow.
And you can interject at any point when it comes to what Agent Tucker is saying. What I'm envisioning is that he's talking about how the Institute has kept the collective subconscious to themselves. They've kept Blue City to themselves. And that your organization will be throwing off the shackles that have limited it.
Yep.
You will be making the rather than being the fuel for an elite to decide how things are shaped within Blue City. You are opening it up to the entire world. You are building new cities for
regain a new identity.
Dream socialism.
All of that.
Think of it as using the rhetoric of socialism while still being deeply corporatist.
Better.
I thought it was a little bit. Okay.
You all have brand new jobs, brand new missions.
And these people are they're on the ground level. Ironically, they're, nowhere near the ground level. But they are
Sufficiently pretentious tower?
It was compared to, when we first introduced it, like if Trump built a dream tower as he masturbated, that was this tower.
Ew.
Yeah.
And it's shiny.
Ew, ew.
Yeah. Oh, it was not meant to be a pleasant description. But these will be the forefront of this movement that will change the way that we interact.
Excuse me, but I thought we were the forefront.
No, you guys are much better.
Thank you.
You guys are the elite. These are the foot soldiers.
Yeah, don't bring yourself to their level.
Okay.
You're way above them.
As the supervisor,
Some of them are just now becoming cognitive again.
as he speaks, there is a crack of lightning, and the wind buffets against the tower in a way that shakes it. Somewhere deep in the heart of Blue City, that mechanism that had started to shift with the destruction of the last pyramid, it cranks a little bit more, and whatever was stopping it gives just a little bit more. And there are the lock that had been keeping Blue City in place becomes just a little bit weaker. There's a deep rumbling from within Blue City, and all of the agents around you start looking at each other. They know that Agent Tucker has been shaping things, and you are a figure of power and authority who has taken the currently existing structure in Blue City and reshaped it how you saw fit. They're scared. They're standing in the presence of unbridled power, and it feels uncontrolled.
Oh, it's controlled.
They look up at you with. They look up at Agent Tucker with like slightly scared expressions, and suddenly the aloofness and the certainty, mixed with the shaking of the building, goes from inspiring confidence to they are having a hard time believing you.
You learn anything during this meeting, this is all real.
Something happens. It's something that, if Agent Tucker was aware of it, it would have been on a subconscious level.
Well, before your horrible dramatic thing, I had planned to do a really cool Star Wars holographic thing of Agent Minor also saying a few words.
Okay, what does Agent Minor say?
That's up to you, because you always play Agent Minor. So I think my thing, Agent Minor, are you there? The troops are ready to hear a small word from our leader.
This is Agent Minor. Please leave your voice at the end of the message.
That better not happen.
I'm watching him play right now. Is he Minor?
That's exactly what happened.
Oh no!
No.
Yes.
Oh
Oh.
As Tucker is doing that, you get the feeling that there are presences coming up the stairs and coming out of bathrooms
Prepare
and coming
yourselves,
through rooms.
everyone. You are the beginning of the new city. We will survive.
the first shadowy figures that come through the doors, they look human. And they look like they've been through hell. Their clothes are tattered, their faces are just smeared with a reddish, darkish murk. They all look like they are coming directly out of a nightmare. It takes a moment, but the former agents that are standing around, some of them start looking at this group, and aside from the grotesqueness that immediately catches their eyes, looks of recognition start to appear.
You all have brand new Lacuna pens created by this world. Use them.
Agent Tucker recognizes some of the figures that are emerging. They are people that have been pinned previously with Lacuna pens. They have escaped the Lacuna.
Interesting.
Oh.
And each of them starts to hone in on the agents who had pinned them
Oh shit.
to get
I've
revenge.
never been there one.
Me neither.
Following these wraiths, there are creatures that don't look nearly as human. Creatures who have been in the Lacuna for far longer than human memory.
As expected.
Not gonna let it throw you.
It's going to turn into chaos as the hostiles begin to ravage the
Engage
agents.
troops, so this is very nice.
So it turns into a mass melee.
Yes.
Bloodbath.
What do we see of Agent Tucker? Is he wading into it himself, or is he escaping?
No, he's going down floors. His desk is an elevator. And he's slowly sealing off that floor. And setting off the explosives on that floor.
Oh, so the
Just
whole thing
as
is a
the
wash.
plan. Get rid of any agents that could be used against me. And maybe get rid of some old nasties that are from my past.
Did I mention that he might not be a reliable narrator?
Front desk. Floor 48 is now off limits.
Okay, but what we see in that last moment is it is an engagement between sides, and it is chaotic, and the agents are trying to pin with the Lacunas, but it is
Those aren't real pens. I made those.
it is deeply ineffective. We cut away from the slaughter.
Those are like placebo pills. Like, you're a pen. Ooh.
The next thing that we see is Agent Stringer sitting in his apartment. He had previously been trying to engage in self-destructive behavior to end his stay in Blue City, but his body remains, and so he just keeps cycling. He looks up, and one of the first hostiles that he banished to the Lacuna stands before him, towering over with a hungry grin.
That's not terrifying.
And we cut from there, and we'll go ahead and take a break. Then we'll do final scenes for everybody.
Trying to remember what I've actually pinned.
Right?